Yeah.
and you can get the scale, you can get some of its meaning, right? Yes, water B&B, whatever you go for a
Water B,
holiday
water
on one of
B&B.
these.
Yeah.
You, but there are so many different variants on this. If you take your refugee camp one, it could also be a nature holiday type home as well, you know.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
But you want to have your basic uses, which shall we say are 10 or 12, and a sentence or two, so that somebody can grasp that pretty quickly.
Well.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking is that I'm Richard, just talking a word with you. I know some of the issues which are now coming to a head in certain discussions, right? And they include the straight business relationships, and at the same time, you know, what are the actual technologies for particular people in particular countries, and this is a very rich brochure of very different purposes, really. And somebody might decide that they want to concentrate on one, but I'm surprised by the variety which is now showing. Okay, you have to spell these things out in simple ways for people, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they have a lot of information. It's too much to absorb at once.
Right.
Okay, I've spoken enough.
Yeah. The idea for this type of design is to utilize the vast, area of the Earth's surface, right? You look at the Earth,
surface.
right? And then 70% or more than 70% of the total surface is water, right? Sea, lake, right? So for those people, some countries, for example, Bermuda, right? Bermuda is very small island, right? But they have the sea all around, right? For this country, definitely they need this thing to help them to, solve the problem of, not enough land on right? So
Well, if that could be sold as non-polluting,
yes,
it is.
oh yes, everything
and
is self-contained.
if that could be your selling point,
yes,
for that,
for sure.
There'll be one other
Off-grid.
thing
Yeah,
on that. It would be whether it be safe in the open sea.
Yes, well, that's well,
that would take marine engineering.
That's right.
But I think that the structure is inherently very strong.
Yeah,
and we just have to put the engineering into the
that's right.
effort and design something.
They will assess that.
Strong.
What you want are tidal lagoons generating electricity, and have these within the lagoons. There would be that would be in quiet water, protected by the actual tidal barrier.
There's lots of those opportunities.
Yeah,
lots of them.
And also, when we design this, we can put this on the ground and bury, everything you see here. It's opaque right now. It's transparent. Everything here can be buried in the ground, and then in the case of local flooding, or tsunami affecting the land, this stuff can float. So that will, because when you have tsunami or flooding, right, when the water get into the structure, you damage everything. You have to rebuild. This way, you don't have to rebuild because this thing can float.
Well, that's nearly a different concept, isn't it? I mean, it's the same thing, but explained differently for different.
Near the coast, right, near the water, then they don't have to worry about the, tsunami, water coming to the shore, right? Because this thing
a coastal cocoon.
Yeah.
How about that for your alliteration?
Yes.
Coastal cocoon.
Yes. Yeah, cocoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a different thing. Let's say sometimes they put.
and you can.
Now I'm not saying maybe it still is risks. You know, there's still
What am I
risks,
seeing
but
here?
Well, I'm
Aubrey, you moved too quickly. What am I seeing here?
I'm just showing this is single one. We can combine. For example, two family
Oh, I
want
see.
to
Okay.
live together. You know what I mean?
Well, there you are. You see, that may be simple to you, but that going from 1 to 4 is very interesting. It's a
Yeah.
sort of, you can't show too much.
that we can get a very high rate of production.
Yeah.
Do you know how many models you have to produce per day to just look after 1 million people per year? So you need designs that are capable of going into massive volume, standardized, easy to build.
Who are the world organizations?
Well, that's we're touching the most critical issue. They don't want this to be there. So that's why we want to, everyone. If when everyone start talking, spreading the news, right? Someone start to build, to demonstrate it's working. Then solar paradigm, yeah,
Aubrey,
right.
tell me the obvious. Tell me first.
No,
They're
no, I'm talking
scared.
about the elite, right? You discuss
Ah,
about the
okay, I
dark,
got you.
right, forces, right? Those
Okay,
who they just want to control people, right? They want,
yes,
they are on the top of the pyramid. They want to live a luxury life, right?
yes,
But there's a better way to live, right?
yes.
The simple way, right? Like work with the nature, right? Learn from nature, right? All this, the coal, whatever. But why call it solar sun
Sun
paradigm?
paradigm.
Sun paradigm,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes. One must get rid of all these
Yeah,
coal and gas and things,
yeah,
and for that matter, uranium, atomic energy. It's too damn dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
so
Well, one of our transparent fabrics can be photovoltaic.
yes,
Have you heard the photovoltaic that are transparent?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Quite a few
Because
years
Stop.
ago.
that
But are you right? Are you saying instead of solar panels,
Yeah,
the material itself?
can be.
our structures, these covers, the permanent ones, the high value ones, are made from silicon.
Yeah,
Are you saying? Are you saying that the surface of that can be constructed so that it generates electricity?
yes, and
Even though it's transparent, it can convert electricity.
that's right.
What is
Yes.
used is, yeah, that's
The
right.
Oh,
It will,
technology is there. Just
yeah,
someone, we need so that we propose. This is the structure we can work on, right? This is the structure we can use, put on, use whatever, like the wave, right? Wave energy can be used to produce electricity. The solar voltaic, right? The most advanced, right? Like the coated one, right? The spray on solar voltaic.
development extraordinary.
Yeah. Then we can call this
yeah,
is the modern art, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and of course we can have a small scale, much less power,
Yes,
and we still have a high quality of life. That's
right.
Yeah. So it's the short wave, the blue and ultraviolet, that will be converted to electricity, but the rest of the spectrum, the visible light, goes through.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
we can still grow the plants and the algae.
That's
But
right.
we'll be growing the algae as well for oil,
Yeah,
and the plants. We
The algae converted.
Yeah, the oil is in the cell. It's produced by the cell. It's a fat or lipid, as they say. It's in a sac in the cell. So you just crush the cell and release the oil.
I got it. Okay.
Quite simple. No,
Well,
most plants have a percentage of oil. 50% by weight is oil. That's amazing.
wow. Well, my needs are really 2 sentences for each product.
Yeah.
Though as we talk about it, the qualities start increasing. I mean, you're going to have to add photovoltaic electricity generating surfaces, the possible technologies.
Yeah.
That push my luck. It would be handy if I can have it within a week.
Yeah. Well, we do need to do this. You know, it's a challenge. We have to.
I'll tell you why.
How
Sorry, Richard, you speak.
about if it was a slideshow that you could easily present?
Um,
How would you like it? Would you like it to?
Just simply present.
it's a document,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then of course you can look at the doc,
Yeah.
and then press a button and maybe see an image or something like this. But I want a list
Okay.
of the products with, say 2 lines giving some of their startling features. I mean, you take the refugee one, you've got 2 sentences in which to say there's 150 million, they're all there for 18 years, permanent, comfortable living, there's your 2 lines, as it were, something like that.
Sure.
For your water PyraPOD, well, for both of them, you want them possibly coated in the photovoltaic spray usage. If I could just talk there, Richard, because Shabir and I was right. Let me just talk. I was with him, say last Friday, and we spent 4 hours together. But it was my evening in which I was doing my speech and fighting these battles, and he was with me. And then we were with other people afterwards. So I had a whole number of questions as regards, and these are only just straightforward questions, just normal business type questions, the relationship between him and you, actions he gets into. And Richard, I gave you that bit of information today, which is a bit outdated, but it gives you the man. He does travel all over the damn place, right?
Yeah.
There's only one point I may have misled you. I have said he has some contacts in Sunni and Shia Islam. He has contacts in Sunni and Shia Islam. There is the possibility that his contacts in the Sunni countries are really Shia contacts. I don't know. I don't go into it. But you can see from that splurge for that thing, which was 5 years ago, that he's very wide experience, and he would need, to sort of say, well, this and that, for different situations that you see from those information that he does get into. That little information gave you about 5 distinct commercial areas that he gets involved in. If I had to pick one, I would say he's a financial consultant. That would be perhaps, I know he does such work. There seems to be almost limitless possibility for the sort of contacts that he potentially has. He's very personable, and people trust him. But he will want to know the straight, what legal relationships are proposed, what his relationship with you, etc., etc. And I know that he is actually drafting some questions or something or other.
Okay.
But he would need this information as to this sort of wide range of possibility. I mean, just now, was it Aubrey who mentioned Indonesia? I think it was. Well, bamboo came up. That was Indonesia.
Yeah, bamboo.
And this could, and the PyraPOD could also be North Jakarta. But Shabir does go to a wide range of countries, personally. But he needs that broad point.
Yeah, I was also curious. I noticed in that short, pretty brief outline, that he has a yachts, and
You noticed
yeah,
that?
and
Uh,
yeah, and here we have this recreational product, that could fit
well,
with such interests.
that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is that you now you say this, all right? Now you come up with PyraFlock. Now you come up with the
Well,
other.
Rodney, Pyro tent. I'm going to make that. Yeah.
Did you say you're going to do all the products on one page? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, 20
We could
times
have
2 is 40 lines.
And
Okay, I'm seeing PyraPOD Zoom,
well,
PyraPOD the greenhouse
Wait.
and the shelter. Okay,
Wait.
there's a greenhouse. Now, greenhouse and shelter.
So before I separate, see, part for backyard use, part for farm use, but I can
Okay.
sure I can
I'm
do
doing
that.
things. Richard, let me just, Aubrey, if I may just talk straight at Richard just a moment here.
Yeah.
Richard, as you know, I'm dealing with Shabir, but there's a key point. We're doing a broadcast with somebody that you may know, Georgia Kelly, who does the praxis pieces. She's interested in new thinking, right? And so are her colleagues. And I'm thinking, Richard, of when I meet Georgia in beginning of March, and I shall be suggesting to her that she invites you, Richard, to do a presentation. It is a major in northwest Spain.
Yeah.
And she organizes with the university a week-long course. Contacts are the center of the whole Mondragon structure. I mean, I've talked to her about this, right? I mean, she's very interesting. The point is, she's in with the top people and the people, etc., etc.